Well, good afternoon and welcome to episode 2 of the COVID Chronicles. Obviously, this is day 2 of the official lockdown. Some of you have been locked down for longer than that, and some of you haven't bothered at all. But we've come out today to get some fresh air. It's a nice day, and so we are in a quiet location in North Yorkshire. I'm not going to say where we are because I don't want it to get swamped with people. We live here, and we're very, very lucky that this is on our doorstep. So we can just nip round into our backyard virtually and come down here. And I know that places like Snowdonia today have been swamped with visitors. Obviously everyone wants to get outside and enjoy some fresh air. I think it's really important that people do get fresh air in these conditions. Obviously becomes a problem when tens of thousands of people will go into the same place. I apologise for this rocking video here. It's quite windy up here and it's just rocking the camera on the tripod around a little bit. So we're in a really hard place, aren't we? Because obviously you want to get outside and you want to get some fresh air, and I think that is a good idea. I think the issue is when everyone's going to the same places, and so we're thinking outside of the box by coming where we are here. There are plenty of other better known parts of North Yorkshire that I'm sure are far busier than this now. We passed 3 other cars on the way up here, and so there are a few people walking about, but we are so fortunate where we are. But just try and think about it. Just try and be where other people aren't. As much as it's difficult, and as much as it's a pain in the neck. I think it was 100,000 people said they've had it Skegness over the weekend, or maybe even just yesterday. 100,000 people in a tiny space is asking for trouble, even outside. And if you are one of the businesses on Skegness seafront or other places that are capitalising on this at the moment, then you should be ashamed of yourselves. I can understand as a business wanting to make money, but all those people coming into close confines, both with you and with each other, it's putting everybody at risk. And you should be closing your doors. That is really how it is. Or you should be serving from a counter, and getting people what they want from a counter at the window front. But in all honesty, we are in a crisis situation where we should be not contacting other people where we don't need to. Everyone needs to think about it. Everyone needs to be thoughtful. I'm blown around all over the place here. Everyone needs to be thinking about a social responsibility. I hate using that term because it confers all kinds of things on people that shouldn't be the case, normally speaking. But in this particular case, we are fighting a disease that is a great threat to a number of people, and so we have a responsibility to minimise our contact with other people, and that is really hard. It's a really difficult thing to do, but it's the right thing to do. So I'm going to take a few photographs now, and we're going to come back to this in a minute. Okay, so I moved a bit further down. I hope you can see some of the amazing scenery behind me here. And I think the other thing I wanted to think about today, there's a lot of people, and myself included in this, have been saying a long time this is blown out of proportion. This is actually more than what it is. And that they're just trying to scare us into something. And take away our civil liberties and our rights at the same time. Now, there may be some truth in this, but we don't know. And the big issue we have at the moment is that we don't know. We don't know what we're dealing with. We don't know if this virus is as bad as they say it is, if it's worse than they say it is. But we do have to take it seriously for now until we know more about it. And we need to not be putting other people's lives at risk. And that's going to mean some hardships for a lot of us. We're going to have to not do the usual things that we do. Now, one of the things I'd like to talk about is actually everyone who's taken their children out of school now, because the schools are being shut, and about the children who are still in school because they're key workers or they've got special needs, etc., etc. So, now I've home educated my children for many, many years. To us, this is not a massive change in a way of life, other than the fact that we have to not go to places where people are, which is obviously part of normal what we do, is socialising and mixing with people. But for most of you, having your children at home all day, every day, it's going to be difficult. You're not used to it. The summer holidays are hard enough, the Easter holidays are hard enough. And combined with that, some of you have got to fit that in around work somehow if you can do. Some of you may be forced to be off work or been laid off. And you're all in new situations. I think right now we're in unknown territory. And regarding home education or homeschooling, or even teaching your children at home, I would say right now, forget it. It doesn't matter one little bit. You're all in a new situation. You're doing something that you've not done before, and you're all learning to spend time together. For the time being, if your kids are on Xbox all day, it doesn't matter. If they are painting, making a mess all day, it doesn't matter. Order some resources online. Order some paints, some games, things you can do together. But also carve out some spaces in your homes where you can be on your own sometimes, where the children can be on your own, where you can be on your own, and have some time out. So your maid side, that is, that's ordering some new DVDs off, or it might be ordering some new stuff off Amazon or Netflix to watch. That may involve, and I think this is a really good idea, planting stuff in your garden if you have one. I think planting some seeds now is a really, really good idea. It could help provide some food for you. You go for simple things like potatoes and carrots and other things that you normally eat, the things that you like and are useful and have got a long shelf life. So get out in the garden. You can still get out in the garden. You can get out in your neighbourhood. Think about using your fences for vertical gardening. Just think about trying to chill out for a bit. Because everyone is really stressed. Everyone is really unsure of what's coming next. And I think that while you are adjusting to your time at home with your children, just enjoy it. Just try and slow down the pace of life. If you're able to go for walks or find a local park where there aren't too many other people. If you've got a car, then find somewhere a bit secluded and get some fresh air. So I think that we need to be able to do stuff outside and do stuff in the house at the same time. And that's going to be really beneficial for a number of people.